Namaste, everyone. My name is Geetika, and I'm the older sister of Visakha, and this is Tulsi, Tanvi's younger sister. On behalf of both of our families, we would love to welcome you to our sister's special day. We thank you for coming to bless and wish the girls today on their Arangetram. And a special thank you to all of our family and friends who are watching online all across the country and all across the globe. Thank you, and we hope you enjoy the evening.
Namaste and good evening. On behalf of From Within Dance Academy and Visakha and Tanvi's families, we cordially welcome all of you to an evening of dance. I'm Preeti, a post-Arangetram student at From Within Academy.
And I'm Ashmi, also a post-Arangetram dance student at From Within Dance Academy. And the both of us will be your MCs for this evening.
Before we get started, I'd like to remind everyone of some house rules. Please turn off your cell phones. Even having it on vibrate could cause disturbance to the dancer and devoted audience. No food or drink is allowed in the auditorium. Video and photography is not allowed except by designated individuals. If you must leave the auditorium during the performance, please do so in between items. If you have young children, please sit towards the aisle. Kindly leave the auditorium if they get restless and start crying so that it is not disturbing the rest of the audience members. Kindly do not let children roam around the theater unattended. Kindly maintain silence and talk softly when the show is in progress. If you talk loudly, it disturbs the artists on stage. We ask the audience to turn off their phones so that they can stay present with their experience of the art that will be shared. It is touching that some may feel inspired to take their own photos and videos to share on social media. Instead, we invite you to write and speak about your experience after the performance. You are also encouraged to share official photos and videos from our social media accounts. In our digital world, it is truly special that you took the time out of your life to appreciate live art. Please prepare to immerse yourself in this experience by turning off your phones now. Please do not take any photos or videos from this point forward. Thank you for your kind understanding.
We'd like to once again welcome all of you to an evening of exciting dance performances by Visakha Mukkamala and Tanvi Sapar. I'd like to take a brief moment to introduce our dancers. Visakha and Tanvi are students of Guru Srimati Subhashini Vijay Santhanam from the From Within Dance Academy, a global dance organization with centers in the US and India. This evening of dance signifies both a beginning and a culmination of sorts for the dancer, which include endless hours of rigorous practice, varied emotions, and complete immersion. All of this is done in the pursuit of excellence for the moment from which they finally get on stage, Arangetram. In Tamil, one of the South Indian languages, Aranga means a raised stage, and Atram means to ascend. All items, unless otherwise mentioned, have been choreographed by our beloved Guru Subhashini. For all the items we present today, as long as we are able to clarify it, we will mention the time period of the composition or composer's life period so that we get an idea into the history and context of when the poem was written and when the music was set. We hope that this will give the audience a deeper insight into the relevance of the oral tradition being passed on through generations, and the relevance of the composition in current times as well. While several old pieces have deep, timeless, philosophical, and spiritual significance, several new pieces share values of social context with a unique, appealing freshness. We hope that the erudite and sensitive audience present today is able to appreciate it all through our presentation. We will now begin the evening with a short Dhanvantari prayer. Thank you.
शङ्खं चक्रं जलौका शङ्खं चक्रं जलौका दधदमृतघटं 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 चारुदोर्भिः चतुर्भिः चारुदोर्भिः चतुर्भिः सूक्ष्म स्वच्छातिहृद्यां शुक परिविलसन्मौल्यम् अम्भोज नेत्रम् अम्भोज नेत्रम् कालाम्भोदोज्ज्वलाङ्गम् कालाम्भोदोज्ज्वलाङ्गम् कटितट विलसच्छापीताम्बराढ्यम् कालाम्भोदोज्ज्वलाङ्गम् कटितट विलसच्छापीताम्बराढ्यम् पीताम्बराढ्यम् वन्दे धन्वन्तरी वन्दे धन्वन्तरी वन्दे धन्वन्तरी तं निखिल गदवन प्रौढ दावाग्निलीलं वन्दे धन्वन्तरीं तं निखिल गदवन प्रौढ दावाग्निलीलं धन्वन्तरीं वन्दे धन्वन्तरीं वन्दे धन्वन्तरीं वन्दे धन्वन्तरीं वन्दे
Pushpanjali. We commence the event with Pushpanjali, an offering of flowers. This is an item where the Bharatanatyam dancer salutes God, Guru, and the audience. We include a verse in praise of Lord Ganesha. The verse goes, "The one who rides on a mouse, who holds sweets in his hands, who has fan-like ears, who wears a long sacred thread, who has a short stature, who is the son of Lord Nataraj, and who is the remover of all obstacles. I pray to thee." Pushpanjali, Rag, Nate, Tala, Adi, composer, traditional, choreographer, Dhananjayan's contemporary. Pushpanjali.
चामरकर्णविलम्बितसूत्र मूषिकवाहनवादकहस्त चामरकर्णविलम्बितसूत्र दिक्कुत्तां दिक्कुत्तां दिक्कुत्तत्तिरिदत्तत्तां उदगिदगिडदुगदो दोडगदां दोडगदां दोन्ति वामनरूप महेश्वरपुत्र विघ्नविनायक पाद नमस्ते वामनरूप महेश्वरपुत्र विघ्नविनायक पाद नमस्ते पाद नमस्ते पाद नमस्ते पाद नमस्ते
The next item will be the Alari group. This dance is typically an opening number starting with movements of the neck, eyes, and shoulders. It gradually includes movements of the whole body. It is meant to represent the blossoming of a flower. Today's Alari group is set to a count of 7 beats. Alari group: Thala, Mishra Chapu, composer, traditional, choreographer, Galaksheka, Rukmini Devi Arundale, 1904 to 1986. Alari group.
ಧರಿಕಿಟ ತಕದೆ ತದೆ ಧರಿಕಿಟ ತಕದಾಂ ದಿತ 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 ಧರಿಕಿಟ ತಕದೆ ತದೆ ಧರಿಕಿಟ ತಕದಾಂ
Jati Swaram. Jati Swaram is a pure dance presentation devoid of any abhinaya or emotions. The dance deals with the execution of adavus, basic steps, and mudras, hand gestures, combined in definite groups. Jatis, rhythmic pieces danced to narrated syllables, are executed combining swara passages or musical scores in a particular raga and tala. Jati Swaram, Rag Rasika Priya, Tala Adi, composer Sri Lalgudi Jayaraman from 1930 to 2013. Jati Swaram.
Chakra Talvar Shabdam. In this item, the dancer introduces Abhinaya for the first time in the repertoire. The Abhinaya, composed of simple sahityam, is usually separated by easy korves. Chakra Talvar is the sage of the Sudarshana Chakra. Sudarshana is the holy wheel which Lord Vishnu uses as his chief weapon. The term Sudarshana means that which is beautiful to behold. I would now like to invite Visakha and Tanvi on stage to help us better understand the dance. Chakra Talvar helps his bhaktas, or devotees, who are in great danger. Chakra Talvar is held by the Lord in his hands. The best example for why he is said to be the saving God is the help offered to Gajendran, the elephant, when his leg was caught by the crocodile. Lord Krishna uses the chakra in the Mahabharata war to cover the sun. Thinking it is sunset and hence that the battle has ended, evil Jayadratha puts down his arms and Arjun is able to put an end to his menace. The chakra also slays Shishupal when he insults Lord Krishna. The chakra is the personification of the Lord himself and has Lord Nrsimha manifested on one side of the disc. All glories to Chakra Talvar. Ragam, Ragamalika, Talam, Mishra Chapu, composer, Sanda Kavi Ramaswamy, Tamil Pullavar, contemporary, and Neela Ramanuja. This piece was written in 2017. Chakra Talvar Shabdam.
Say நீக்கிய காத்த தன்மையா வேத மூன்றுமே போத்திடும்
Varnam. Varnam is the centerpiece of an Arangetram. Today's Varnam depicts various stories from the Mahabharata and Sri Krishna's life. I would now like to invite Visakha Tanvi on stage to help you better understand the dance. The episodes depicted today are Sri Krishna's birth. King Kamsa, Krishna's maternal uncle, dashes to death each of his sister Devaki's 7 children. Vasudev smuggles the 8th baby out of the clutches of Kamsa and out of the prison to Nanda Gopa's house, crossing over the river Yamuna, aided by the snake Adishesha to protect baby Krishna from the torrential rain, and exchanging Krishna with Yashoda's child. Finally, Yoga Maya predicts Kamsa's doom. Krishna kills Putna, the demon who comes in the disguise of a beautiful woman and tries to poison Krishna to death, only to her own demise. Krishna does his Gitopadesham to Prince Arjuna when he gives up his arms, refusing to fight against his cousins, the Kaurava princes, on the battleground of Kurukshetra. Princess Draupadi is humiliated by Dushasana in open court when he grabs her by her hair and tries to disrobe her. And Krishna blesses her with an unending sari and saves her virtue. Krishna lifts the Govardhan hill that serves as a giant umbrella for protection of the whole village against rain. The play between Krishna when he hides the clothes of his gopis as they are bathing in the river. He hands them back to win their hearts. Finally, Krishna dances on the serpent king Kaliya's head. Varnam, Rag, Riti Gaule, Tal, Adi, composition Tirumalai Srinivas and Krishna Ashtotram. Varnam.
श्रीकृष्णः कमलानाथो वासुदेवः सनातनः वसुदेवात्मजः पुण्यो लीलामानुष विग्रहः कमलनाथो वासुदेवः सनातनः वसुदेवात्मजः पुण्यो लीलामानुष विग्रहः श्रीकृष्णः कमलनाथो लीला
ಜನು ತಕ ತರಿ ತಕ ಜನು ತಜಂ 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 ತಕ್ ತರಿ ತಕ ಜನು ಕಿಟ ತಕ ತಾಂ ತಾಂ ತಕ ತರಿ ತಕ ಜನು ಕಿಟ ತಕ ತಾಂ ತಾಂ ತಕ್ ತರಿ ತಕ ಜನು ಕಿಟ ತಕ ತಾಂ ತಕ ತರಿ ತಕ ಜನು ಕಿಟ ತಕ ತಾಂ ತಕ್ ತರಿ ತಕ ಜನು ಕಿಟ ತಕ ತಾಂ ತಕ ತರಿ ತಕ ಜನು ಕಿಟ ತಕ ತಾಂ ತಕ್ ತರಿ ತಕ ಜನು ತಕ ತರಿ ತಕ ಜನು ತಜಂ 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 ತಕ್ ತರಿ ತಕ ಜನು ಕಿಟ ತಕ ತಾಂ 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 ತಕ ತರಿ ತಕ ಜನು ಕಿಟ ತಕ ತಾಂ 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 ತಕ್ ತರಿ ತಕ ಜನು ಕಿಟ ತಕ ತಾಂ ತಕ ತರಿ ತಕ ಜನು ಕಿಟ ತಕ ತಾಂ ತಕ್ ತರಿ ತಕ ಜನು ಕಿಟ ತಕ ತಕ ತರಿ ತಕ ಜನು ಕಿಟ ತಕ ತಕ್ ತರಿ ತಕ ಜನು ತಕ ತರಿ ತಕ ಜನು ತಕ ತರಿ ಕಿಟ ತಕ ತರಿ ಕಿಟ ತಕ ತರಿ ಕಿಟ ತಕ ತರಿ ಕಿಟ ತಕ ತಕ್ 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 ಕಿಟ ತಕ ತರಿ ಕಿಟ ತಕ
ಕಮಲನಾಥೋ ವಾಸುದೇವಕ ಸನಾತನಕ ವಸುದೇವಾತ್ಮಜಗ ಪುಣ್ಯ ಲೀಲಾಮಾನುಷ ವಿಗ್ರಹ ದೇವಕಿ ನಂದನ ಶ್ರೀಶ ನಂಗ ಗೋಪ ಪ್ರಿಯಾತ್ಮಜಗ ಭೂತನ ಜೀವಿತಾಗರಗ ಶಕಟಾಸುರ ವಂದನಗ ದೇವಕಿ ನಂದನ ಶ್ರೀಶ ನಂಗ ಗೋಪ ಪ್ರಿಯಾತ್ಮಜಗ ಭೂತನ ಜೀವಿತಾಗರಗ ಶಕಟಾಸುರ ವಂದನಗ ಭೂತನ ಭೂತನ ಜೀವಿತಾಗರಗ ಭೂತನ समप्रभः गोपगोपीश्वरो योगी कोटिसूर्य समप्रभः गोपगोपीश्वरो योगी कोटिसूर्य समप्रभः गोपगोपीश्वरो योगी तडक्कुतकति कुतकतदिगिनतो तद्दित्तकण्डकतकुन्धरिकिट सकत तकदिमि तकचणुत तकदिमि तकत तकदिमि तकत तकुन्धरिकिट सकतकदित्तकण्डकतकुन्धरिकिट सकत तकदिमि तकचणुत तकदिमि तकत तकदिमि तकत तकुन्धरिकिट सकति ता तांगडकदरिकिट 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 तजं ता तत् तजं ता तत् तांगडकदरिकिट तत् तांगडकदरिकिट तत् तांगडकदरिकिट तत् तजं ता तत् तजं ता तत् दित् तांगडकदरिकिट तत् दित् तांगडकदरिकिट तत् दित् तांगडकदरिकिट तत् तजं ता तत् तजं ता गोपगोपीश्वरो कोटिसूर्य समप्रभः गोपगोपीश्वरो योगी 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 कोटिसूर्य समप्रभः परिनिसा सा सा गमा सा नि सा नि मा नि नि सा गोपगोपीश्वरो योगी कोटिसूर्य समप्रभः द्रौपदी वस्त्रापहारकः गोपालकः सर्वपालकः द्रौपदी वस्त्रापहारकः गोपालकः सर्वपालकः द्रौपदी वस्त्रापहारकः गोपालकः सर्वपालकः गोपगोपीश्वरो योगी कोटिसूर्य समप्रभः निरमगमा पामगरे सा परि सा नि सा गमगमा गमगरे सा नि नि राम गमगरे सा नि दम गरे सा नि राम मगरि गोपगोपीश्वरो योगी कोटिसूर्य समप्रभः परमाली पीतवासः पारिजातापहारकः गोवर्धनाच्च नोदात गोपाल सर्वपालकः परमाली पीतवासः पारिजातापहारकः गोवर्धनाच्च नोदात गोपाल सर्वपालकः वनमाली पीतवासः पारिजातापहारकः गोवर्धनाच्च gari ni sa ga ma gari sa ni ga ma ni ni sa ga ga ma ga ma gari sa ni sa ni da ma ni sa ga sa ni da ni sa ni da ma da gari sa ni da ma ni sa sa go pa go yogi koti surya sama prabha कालिया परमाणि करंजित श्री पदाम्बुजक पार्थ सारथि अव्यक्तो नैत अमृत महोदधिके पार्थ सारथि अव्यक्तो परित्राणाय साधूनां विनाशाय च दुष्कृतां धर्म संस्थापनार्थाय सम्भवामि युगे युगे जलक्रीडा समासका गोपी वस्त्रापहारकगा पुण्यशोक तीर्थपादो वेदवेद्यो दयानिधिः गोपगोपीश्वरो योगी कोटिसूर्य समप्रभगा कालिया परमाणिक्यरञ्जित श्री पदाम्बुजग पार्थ सारथि अव्यक्तो गीत अमृत महोदधिके जलक्रीडा समासका गोपी वस्त्रापहारकगा पुण्यश्लोक तीर्थपादो वेदवेद्यो दयानिधिः गोपगोपीश्वरो योगी कोटिसूर्य समप्रभगा कालिया परमाणिक्यरञ्जित श्री पदाम्बुजग पार्थ सारथि अव्यक्तो गीत अमृत महोदधिके जलक्रीडा समासका गोपी वस्त्रापहारकगा पुण्यश्लोक तीर्थपादो वेदवेद्यो दयानिधिः कोटिसूर्य समप्रभगा गोपगोपीश्वरो योगी गोपगोपीश्वरो योगी कोटिसूर्य समप्रभगा गोपगोपीश्वरो योगी कोटिसूर्य समप्रभगा
We would now like to introduce the guest of honor. His Holiness Harivilas Maharaj was born in Philadelphia. He graduated from the University of Pennsylvania in 1968. In 1969, he moved to Paris and met Srila Prabhupada. Thereafter, he served as the temple president in various ISKCON temples. He started the Middle Eastern BBT in 1981 and became GBC in 1988. His Holiness Harivilas Maharaj moved to Seattle in 1991 as the temple president and managed the Seattle congregation. He built a brand new temple costing $4.5 million and expanded the devotee community and the broader congregation significantly.
In 2012, Maharaj started the first cow protection farm and spiritual center in Redmond, Washington, and recently expanded a second cow protection farm in Auburn, Washington. This is just a brief summary of the numerous contributions by Maharaj to the ISKCON community. I humbly request His Holiness Harivilas Maharaj to come on stage and share a few words and bless this occasion.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. It's a great honor to be here tonight and witness two wonderful young ladies reaching their excellence in Bharatanatyam dance, and also showing that they have carefully been instructed by their guru, dance guru, Subhashini Devi Dasi, and giving great pleasure to their friends and their parents and the community. And this is our goal at the Vedic Cultural Center. It's to promote culture, to promote fine young ladies and young gentlemen who develop not only arts and culture, but develop also, hopefully, respect for elders, respect for saintly persons, respect for all people, and of course, love for God. I want to speak very shortly about the Bharatanatyam dance. It's a style of dance that is very popular in South India, because South India is still the bastion of preservation of Vedic culture. It's also said that so in the Srimad Bhagavatam, in one of the verses, that South India will preserve the Vedic culture in this difficult time called Kali Yuga. So Ba means bhava or emotion, and Ra means raga or music or melody, and Tala means rhythm, and Natyam means art. So Bharatanatyam is the dance that encompasses emotion, music, rhythm, and exceptional dance, or abhinaya. And it strictly adheres to the what's called Nasya Shastra, a scripture written by the sage Bharata that describes various performance arts. So what is the purpose of Bharatanatyam dance? It's much more than simply a dance genre. It is specifically meant for pleasing Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And the dancer is trained not only in the techniques of dancing, but also how to become a first-class bhakti yogi. Yoga means connection to God, and bhakti means by devotion and love. So although the components of the dance are important, bhava is the most significant piece of the equation. Bhava means the emotions that are evoked in the course of the dance, and above all, in the consciousness of the dancers. So the Bharatanatyam dancer's bhava, or experience of emotional love-filled state of intimate servitorship to Lord Krishna, like Radharani and the cowherd ladies or gopis, engenders a transcendental and transformational experience for the audience. In other words, uttama rasa, the mellow flavors of pure love for Lord Krishna. This is the whole meaning of the dance. It's meant to be performed in the temple, and not for the entertainment of the audience, but for an expression of ecstatic love for Krishna, Radha and Krishna. So it's meant to actually be performed with their backs to the audience and facing the deities, or any other arrangements so that people can see. But the dancers should be facing the deities, and it should be meant specifically for their pleasure. So the original purpose of Bharatanatyam was to please Radha and Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead and his eternal consort, by achieving a state of total immersion in thought of love for the Lord, without the slightest hint of any other desire except to please the Lord. The dancer and devotee gets a taste of the transcendental emotions as experienced by the residents of the spiritual world. To reach such an exalted state of pure intention or full of love for Lord Krishna, the Bharatanatyam dancer is required to live a life based on the Vaishnava principles of Bhakti Yoga. The practice of Bhakti Yoga is a continuum of 9 devotional activities. That's constant hearing and chanting or repeating the glories of the Lord, remembering them always, serving the lotus feet of the Lord, worshiping the Lord, praying to the Lord, following the orders of the Lord, serving as a friend, and completely surrendering one's life to Lord Krishna. So any one, several, or all of these 9 activities, if performed under the scrutiny of a bona fide spiritual master, will gradually help one, or help the devotee, attain pure love for Krishna. This is the actual goal of human life. We're put into this world because we revolted against Krishna. We became envious of him as being the central, let's say, point of concentration of everyone in the spiritual world. Therefore, that enviousness forces us to leave the spiritual world and come to the material world, where we can try and emulate Krishna in some way or other by, let's say, trying to control and enjoy some part of the material world. But that selfish desire keeps us entangled in a cycle of birth and death. So this training that one gets as a Bharatanatyam dancer is meant to lead to liberation from the cycle of birth and death by total focus on pleasing the Lord without any personal desire. Just like Radharani and the gopis, they believe that their body belongs to Krishna. They believe that their only happiness is to see Krishna happy. They believe and actually act completely surrendered to any desire of the Lord. And so they are the greatest servants of Krishna. And the Bharatanatyam dancers are taught scrupulously by a bona fide guru who also lives like them, completely immersed in the transcendental pastimes of the Lord, to only want to please the Lord in their life. So these types of dancers were very exalted devotees in ancient time, and in modern times, the revival of this art form, what took place in South India, again in Tamil Nadu, and the most expert dancer of Bharatanatyam approaches the level of the gopis' consciousness in order to communicate transcendental feelings of love and ecstasy for Lord Krishna. Regarding the expressive potential of Bharatanatyam, Rukmini Devi Arundale, one of the persons responsible for reviving the art form in modern times, wrote, Bharatanatyam is at the same time the art of the stage, drama, music, poetry, color, and rhythm. Its keynote is the dance which includes all the arts, but whose message is not merely to the senses and through them to a purely external enjoyment, but is to the soul of the dancer and the perceiver. Because of this message, Bharatanatyam is meant primarily for spiritual expression. It cannot be it cannot be danced by anyone without reverence for technique and for spiritual life. Rukmini Devi, in general terms, understood the comprehensive purpose of Bharatanatyam dance. Bharatanatyam was performed in the Krishna and Vishnu temples. It was uniquely meant to please the deity in the temple. By the purity of the dancer's intention to please the Lord and the ability to translate that intention into dance style, the deity was pleased. Consequently, the audience experienced a spiritual epiphany, meaning or revelation or enlightenment, and insight into the transcendental exchange of pure love between the devotee and the Lord, or Lord Krishna. The spiritual experience was profound and life-changing. Another renowned Bharatanatyam dancer, Meenakshi Sundaram Pillai, who was Rukmini Devi's dance guru, has stated, Bharatanatyam is an art which purifies the mind, speech, and body and elevates the performer to a realization of the supreme absolute truth, Krishna, through the perfect blending of music, rhythm, and emotion. Meenakshi Sundaram Pillai understood the full potential of Bharatanatyam. He says that the dancer who has been purified by learning the technical arts of the dance style, along with the spiritual culture of devotional service or bhakti yoga, can attain the consciousness of pure desires to please Krishna. The dancer can then enter into a personal relationship with God, who is present in the sacred deity form in the temple. Lord Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Bharatanatyam dancer is performing for the Lord in the mood of the gopis, with their consciousness focused on pleasing the Lord without any hint of a personal motive. The dancer has no desire for fame or reward. The dance is an act of pure love for the Lord. Such a state cannot be achieved unless the dancer is actually a genuine devotee. To reach such a pinnacle of pure love, one must study under a spiritual master who is also a pure devotee of the Lord. The Natya Shastra, authored by Bharata Muni and other ancient Hindu texts, such as the Yajnavalkya Smriti, assert that arts and music are spiritual. If performed under the guidance of a qualified guru, the disciple can learn to concentrate the mind to please the Lord. This is the essential goal of all yoga practice, as explained by Krishna, the original guru, to Arjuna. The ideal disciple, Krishna instructs Arjuna, just fix your mind upon me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and engage all your intelligence in me. Thus you will live with me always, without a doubt. Bhagavad Gita, 12th chapter, 8th verse. The Bharatanatyam dance, when performed correctly, can rivet the mind of the dancer to the constant state of meditation on the Lord and his transcendental pastimes, which are portrayed by the dance performance. When the dancer achieves such a state of total emotional involvement in the transcendental pastime of the Lord, technically referred to as bhava, the ecstatic state that precedes pure love, the spectator also may become captivated by the artist's sincere expression of ecstatic devotion to the Lord. The spectator also tastes the transcendental emotional expressions of love for the Lord and is transported out of the confines of materialistic mundanity to the ecstatic realm of Krishna's eternal pastimes. Scriptures mention such a state of emotion. For example, when Kusha and Lava danced and sang the glories of Lord Rama in the streets of Ayodhya, the sages and the citizens of the kingdom were so moved that they felt that the pastimes of the Lord were happening right in front of their eyes. When a true devotee conveys the story of the Lord using song and dance, it is possible to move people even though they themselves know the story of the Lord. So these are a few words. I've written an entire booklet, Significance of Bharatanatyam. If we actually understand what this dance form is meant for, it can transform our lives. It can transform the young girls and young men who take up this art form. And the purpose is to become lovers of Krishna and go back to Godhead. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Thank you very much.
Welcome back, everyone. Abhir Gulala Bhang. The next item is a solo item and will be performed by Tanvi. Tanvi is a 15-year-old junior at Teslastam High School. She started learning Bharatanatyam at the age of 6 under the guidance of Srimati Subhashini Vijay Santhanam. She has participated in various dance programs such as Anandamela and Vedic Culture Center, fundraising events Dil Se Nachlan Asliyat, and other shows through From Within Academy. Apart from dance, she enjoys baking, listening to music, taking pictures, and spending time with her friends and family. She has participated in HOSA at her school and went to the international level. She wishes to continue her interest in the medical field in her future studies as well. She is grateful to her family, friends, and teachers who've encouraged her through every stage of her journey. I would now like to invite Tanvi on stage to help you better understand the dance. The Lord appears to be playing with colors, with devotee Eknath, who is a good friend of the composer Mukkamala. In his mind's eye, the composer sees Eknath offering his respects to Pandurang. To his utter surprise, the Lord throws colors on Eknath. The two of them engage in exchanging colors, playing and dancing. It is such a happy sight. In times where society was divided and untouchables were not allowed to enter the temples, praying at the home altar was the only way. And singing devotional abhangs was a mode of worship. The devotee composer, Mukkamala, talks about going to the banks of River Chandrabhaga and singing and dancing in the desert using different musical instruments. Vitthal manifests, dressed beautifully, much to the delight of his devotees. In the months of Ashad and Kartik, devotees throng in Pandharpur. Saints gather in the deserts of Pandhari and sing and chant the name of Vitthal. The devotee loses himself in the thought of Vitthal and colors him completely from head to toe, and is laughing at the sight of the color-smeared Lord, only to realize that it was a dream. Abhir Gulala Bhang, Rag Mohana Kalyani, Tala Adi, composer Saint Mukkamala, 14th century poet. Abhir Gulala Bhang.
दिवशी होतो दंगा गावही अभंग नाथा घरी नाचे माझा सखा पांडुरंग बाळवंटी गाऊ आम्ही बाळवंटी नाचू बाळवंटी गाऊ आम्ही बाळवंटी नाचू बाळवंटी गाऊ आम्ही बाळवंटी
Brahma Garigana. The next item is a solo item performed by Visakha. Visakha is a 14-year-old sophomore at Skyline High School. She started learning Bharatanatyam at the age of 5 under the guidance of Srimati M. Subhashini Vijay Santhanam. At school, Visakha is a member of Key Club and Club Med and participates in the UW Robinson Center summer stretch programs. From an early age, she has participated in various dances at the Vedic Cultural Center, where she also volunteers. She likes to watch anime, enjoys painting, and is a popcorn enthusiast. Visakha is especially grateful to her parents, her siblings, family, friends, and teachers for encouraging her and supporting her throughout her Arangetram journey. I would now like to invite Visakha on stage to help us better understand the dance. Lord Venkateshwara's feet are described as the ultimate destination by the devotees. He whose feet are dear and worshipped by even Lord Brahma, they represent the Brahman, or the supreme truth itself. When Lord Vishnu took on the form of the Vaman avatar, his feet covered the earth, the heavens, and finally, he put his last foot on Mahabali's head. Your beautiful feet pressed on Snake Galia's head as you danced on him in the river Yamuna. And they are the same feet that are lovingly pressed by Sri Lakshmi. To all the great yogis who pray at your feet, you offer your blessings. In Tirupati, I come to see your beautiful feet. Brahma Garigana, Raga Mukhari, Tala Adi, composer Annamacharya, 14th century poet. Brahma Garigana.
చెలకి వసుధ గొలిచినని పాదము బలితలమో పిర పాదము
Bhajan, Ramachandra Kripalu. I would now like to invite Visakha and Tanvi on stage to help us better understand the dance. Rama is even more beautiful than all the lotuses in the pond. He is the ideal king who was willing to even separate from his wife, Sita, to follow the law of the land that dictated that a woman who had stayed under the roof of another man could no longer go back to her husband. Knowing fully well that Sita is guileless, he controls his own feelings and tells her she is free to go anywhere she wishes after he kills Ravana and rescues her from Lanka. Sita requests Lakshmana to build a pyre and emerges unscathed. Rama reunited with her, following everyone hearing a celestial voice that commands their union. The people of Ayodhya are ecstatic that their king Ram returns to their kingdom and celebrate and crown him king. We revere Sri Ramachandra, who removes bhava, the worldly sorrow or pain, bhaya, the fear, and dharana, the scarcity or poverty. Rama has fresh lotus eyes, lotus face, and lotus hands, feet like lotus, and is like the rising sun. His beauty exceeds innumerable Kamdevs. He is like a newly formed, beautiful blue cloud. The yellow robe on his body appears bright like lightning. He is the consort of daughter of Sri Janak, the embodiment of sacredness. He is the lord of the solar dynasty and protects the downtrodden. He is the destroyer of demons, devils, and their race. He is a descendant of Sri Raghu and gives joy to Ayodhya like a moon. He is the son of Sri Dashrath. He wears a crown on his head, kundala or ornaments on his ear, and tilak or crimson mark on his forehead, and other beautiful adornments. His powerful arms reach his knees. He holds a bow and an arrow and emerged victorious in the battle with demons Kar and Dushan. Thus says Sri Tulsidas, the one who is pleasing to Lord Shiv, Sri Shesh, and saints reside in the lotus of my heart and destroy evil and protect me. Ramachandra Kripalu, Raga Yamuna Kalyani, Tala Mishra Chapu, composer Saint Tulsidas, 16th century poet, Ramachandra Kripalu.
श्रीरामचन्द्र कृपालु भज मन हरण भवभयदारुणम् श्रीरामचन्द्र कृपालु भज मन हरण भवभयदारुणम् श्रीरामचन्द्र कृपालु भज मन हरण भवभयदारुणम् भजु दीनबन्धु दीनेश दानव दैत्यवंशनिखण्डन रघुनन्दनानन्द कंद कोसलचन्द दशरथनन्दनं भज दीनबन्धु। भजु दीनबन्धु दीनेश दानव दैत्यवंशनिखण्डनं भजु दीनबन्धु दीनेश दानव दैत्यवंशनिखण्डनं रघुनन्दनानन्द कंद कोसलचन्द दशरथनन्दनं श्रीराम सिरमकुटकुण्डल तिलकचारु उदारु अंग विभूषणं माजानुशर चापधर संग्रामजित खरदूषणं शिरमुकुटकुण्डल तिलकचारु उदार अंगविभूषणं आजानुभुज शरचापधर संग्रामजित खरदूषणं इति वदति तुलसीदास शङ्कर शेषमुनिमनरञ्जन मम हृदय कुञ्जनिवास कुरु कमादिकलतल कञ्जनम् इति वदति तुलसीदास शङ्कर शेषमुनि मनरञ्जनं मम हृदय कुञ्जनिवास कुरु कामादि तलतल कञ्जनं श्रीराम श्रीराम श्रीराम
Tilana. This is a lively dance which traditionally concludes the Bharatanatyam recital. It is in praise of Lord Krishna. It is accompanied by a short verse that says, I thought of you every day and yearned for you. My love, you are the one who stole my heart. I will never be apart from you again. Tilana, Rag Madhuvanti, Tala, Adi, composer Lalgudi Jayaraman, 1930 to 2013. Tilana.
तत्तधीं तद्धीं जं तनं ततों तदी तत्तधीं तद्धीं जं तनं ततों तदी नादृतनि दोनृतनि 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 जं तनं ततों तदी नादृतनि दोनृतनि तत्तधीं तद्धीं 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 जं तनं ततों तदी नादृतनि दोनृतनि तद्धीं जं तनं ततों तदी नादृतनि दोनृतनि तत्तधीं 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 மணிவண்ணா மனம் கொள்ளை கொண்ட கண்ணாயினி உனை கனவிலும் மனவிலும் நான் பிரியனே மனம் கொள்ளை கொண்ட கண்ணாயினி உனை கனவிலும் மனவிலும் நான் பிரியனே சகடகதிந்தேன் 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 பதம் பரித மலக அவம சமகரிட சகடகதிந்தேன் 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 பதம் பரித மலக அவம சமகரிட சகடகதிந்தேன் 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 நிதகரிதனே அவனிதவம கரிதம் சரம் சடம் சடம் தீரிடத்தோம் கடம் கரும் கடம் கடம் தீரிடத்தோம் கடம் கரும் கடம் கடம் தகடகதந்த தீண்டதி ஜந்தனம் கோசதி சாரடானி தோமிதரி ததீம் ததீம் ஜந்தனம் தோந்ததி நாரடானி தோமிதரி ததீம் ததீம் ஜந்தனம் தோந்ததி தோந்ததி தோந்ததி
Before we present the next item, I would like to talk about the relevance of the history of temples to dance. In Hinduism, temples originated a very long time ago and were built using the Shilpa Shastra, which denotes how a temple should be built. It also mentions how we should worship the Lord using the 16 modes of prayer. These include offering water, offering flowers, fruits, dhupa, deepa, and lastly, offering singing and dance. The temple became the place where the best things were offered. Dance is one of them because dance involves all senses and parts of the body, like the heart, mind, and soul. So by dancing, we're able to offer so much to the deity. During different times of the day, dance would be offered as a prayer. There was a system in the past where a Devadasi was tied to a temple. She was very highly respected by everyone, and she married the deity. The Devadasis would live close to the temple and offer their services by dancing at different times during the day. Later, this eventually stopped and dance came to the proscenium stage. Temple and dance are inseparable because the basis of dance is bhakti, or devotion. We use devotional lyrics to praise the Lord, and it's a spiritual base inside and outside the temple. In the temple, all arts thrive, including singing, chanting, poetry about the Lord, and even sculptures. Many of the ancient sculptures in Hindu temples are based on Bharatanatyam dance postures called karanas. One example is the big temple of Tanjore. The 108 karanas of Natya Shastra are presented in the Gopuram of the temple. It is a protected site, so people will need permission from the archaeological department to see it. But this is one of 4 temples where Shiva's dance poses are on the wall. Sculptors were inspired by dancers and vice versa. The dancers were also inspired by the sculptures, and it showed how dance was done in the past. The temple had 400 accomplished dancers and 240 musicians to perform dances and geetams during daily rituals and festivals. So both the dancing and temples are intertwined, since temples are a breeding ground for dance, and dancing is an offering to God. With that, I would like to add how the From Within Dance Group is immensely grateful to the Vedic Cultural Center for all its support over the years. It has been such a help to us, and we feel at home when we rehearse and perform at their events. Thank you.
Special item. We would now like to present the special item. This item has been choreographed by Preeti Das, the Arangetram mentor for both Visakha and Tanvi. This special item is about Radha and Krishna. This item reflects the joyful combined spirit of the entire congregation and of all the girls growing up in the shelter of the Vedic Cultural Center. This is a beautiful piece, and we hope that you guys all enjoy it.
गोकुल की राधा चली ओ चली ओ चली गोकुल की राधा चली ओ चली 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 गोकुल की राधा चली करके श्रृंगार में जमुना के तट पे करे कृष्णा इंतजार में
घुंघटा उठा के मिला ले तू अखियां कहने पे कहती है जो तेरी सखियां अरे घुंघटा उठा के मिला ले तू अखियां कहने पे कहती है जो तेरी सखियां ये प्रीत है पुरानी मैं राजा और तू रानी हाँ तेरे मेरे जन्मों के वादे राधे 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 ओ राधे 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 तेरे बिना कृष्णा तो लगे आधे आधे राधे 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 ओ राधे 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 तेरे बिना कृष्णा तो लगे आधे आधे राधे 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 ओ राधे 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 तेरे बिना कृष्णा तो लगे आधे आधे ये करके ताकत आके हाँ मैंने तेरे मैंने सीधे साधे राधे 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 ओ राधे 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 तेरे बिना कृष्णा तो लगे आधे आधे राधे 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 ओ राधे 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 तेरे बिना कृष्णा तो लगे आधे आधे राधे 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 ओ राधे 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 तेरे बिना कृष्णा तो लगे आधे आधे
Mangalam. We conclude the recital with an ode to Lord Krishna, the savior of all, and pray to him to usher auspiciousness all around. Describing him as a cowherd, lover of the gopis, son of Nanda, endearing thief of butter, player of Ras in the forests of Vrindavan, handsome Lord Krishna, all glories to thee and all glories to all your devotees. Mangalam, Rag, Todi, Tala, Adi, Tishranade, composer, traditional. Mangalam.
கோபியினுலருக்கு சுபமங்களம். ஆறுமிகையத்தவர்க்கு அலை கடல் கிடந்தவர்க்கு மார்பிலே மங்கையில் தரித்த மகாராஜராஜருக்கு. ஆறுமிகையத்தவர்க்கு அலை கடல் கிடந்தவர்க்கு மார்பிலே மங்கையில் தரித்த மகாராஜராஜருக்கு. கோபால கிருஷ்ணருக்கு ஜெயமங்களம். கோபியினுலருக்கு சுபமங்களம். நந்தவர பாலருக்கு நவநீத சோழருக்கு பிருந்தாவன லோலருக்கு சுந்தர வதனருக்கு. நந்தவர பாலருக்கு நவநீத சோழருக்கு பிருந்தாவன லோலருக்கு சுந்தர வதனருக்கு. கோபால கிருஷ்ணருக்கு ஜெயமங்களம். கோபியினுலருக்கு சுபமங்களம். கோபியினுலருக்கு சுபமங்களம். சுபமங்களம். சுபமங்களம்.
Hi, everyone. I want to start by thanking Shri Radha Neela Madhava for giving me everything, but today for giving me the strength to be able to dance for them. I want to thank my guru, Subhashini Akka. Thank you for always being so sweet whenever we're in dance class.
Thank you, Subhashini Auntie, for always encouraging us, even when you were giving us corrections and believing in us throughout this whole journey. And next, I would like to thank Preeti Didi. I can't thank you enough. You taught me my first dance and rekindled my interest in dancing when I felt like I couldn't do it anymore. When we started training with you again after COVID, even though our dancing was very rough, you always told us you believed we could do it and never lost faith in us. So thank you.
Sorry.
I would also like to thank the 2021 girls for cheering so loudly throughout our performance. And you guys are great dancers, and watching your Arangetram was a super fun experience. I would also like to thank all the Akkas who trained me through From Within. Divya Akka, Gayatri Akka, Shilpa Akka, Vishika Akka. Thank you, Supriya Akka, for your weekly dance classes. Although you had to teach a bunch of teenage girls at 7:30 in the morning, you never gave up on helping us get better. Thank you to Sudhishana and Sajnaka for finding our dances and always being so energetic and encouraging each class. Thank you to Vasta, Ovi, Kushi, Nikita, and Sweta for teaching us all our items. Vicky Didi and Preeti Didi, thank you so much for emceeing our show and being so patient with us when we were learning our miming. Thank you, Ishta Didi, for waking up at 8, staying with us the whole day and helping us get ready, making sure we were hydrated and eating something. Thank you, Puja Didi, Ektamachi, and Divyamachi for helping backstage and making sure we were ready before each item. Thank you, Jyoti Auntie, for the wonderful makeup you did today. And Thank you, Shivani and Vishka, for helping set up outside and welcoming all the guests. Thank you, Sindhu, Gopu and Shilakshaka for helping prep this past week. And yeah. Oh, I didn't finish. Thank you, Amma and Anna and Akka and Anna. And Anna, even though he didn't do anything. Yeah.
Okay, I want to thank my guru Subhashini for always being so sweet and so passionate about teaching us dance. I've loved every moment of dance class I've had with you. I also want to thank my parents and my sister. And I want to thank Sudeshana and Sajnaka for all the wonderful Skype classes and helping improve. I want to thank Shantaka for teaching us at Tilana during the summer. I want to thank my buddy Preeti for helping so much during the but also for teaching me my first dance that I actually enjoyed.
Hare Krishna, a wonderful performance, Tanvi and Visakha. I hope everybody enjoyed this praise of the Lord with this wonderful art form of Bharatanatyam. So I would like to thank all of you for blessing this event by your presence in person as well as everybody watching online through live stream. And normally we say that Arangetram is over, but actually as Harivilas Maharaj said and Priti Didi also said, that this is just a beginning. So once they are entering on the stage and they should continue this journey and they should spread the glories of the Lord. And this is the kind of a preaching medium through the art of Bharatanatyam. And I really admire these girls. They are not only studying, in the school, doing school studies, but they are also learning this art form of Bharatanatyam for glorification of the Lord. Not only Tanvi and Visakha, but I have seen all students of from within academy, all these girls who are learning Bharatanatyam, they are doing these Bharatanatyam dances in the temples and all events. They are basically doing the preaching of the glories of the Lord. And I seek your blessings to give blessings to Tanvi and Visakha so that they continue many more performances like this to praise the Lord. And there are a couple of thank you notes. I wanted to thank you, His Holiness Harivilas Maharaj, and Subhashini ji can speak more about it, that how Harivilas Maharaj has always encouraged these dance classes, conducting dance classes in the temple, and that is one of the main reason why Tanvi started attending this learning Bharatanatyam, and she could continue journey in the association of other devotees. And I also would like to thank from the bottom of my heart to Tanvi's Guru and Tanvi and Visakha's Guru, Subhashini ji. I cannot thank her enough in words. She has talent, she has knowledge, and she put so much hard work, and she also has the skill to get things done, to make them, successful dancer. And few other thank you notes I have. I want to thank friends and families from within academy, all her batchmates, friends and families of Vedic Cultural Center, ISKCON Seattle Temple, Namrata Prabhu and family, Kama Clicks Photography, Subbu I see very enthusiastically is running here and there and taking very nice photographs. Harish Jaganesh for wonderful lighting here, David from Puget Sound Video for live stream and video, and Daryl, Jake and team from the Broadway Performance Center, right, for assisting us in all ways. And thank you to Vedic Cultural Center, ISKCON Seattle kitchen team and volunteer team for delicious prasadam, snack prasadam and dinner boxes. So please collect your dinner boxes and return gifts. going? Yeah, thank you. Hare Krishna.
I also want to thank Haridas Maharaj for being the guest of honor and for everything you do at Temple. I'll always be grateful for that. And I also want to thank everyone in the audience, all the families and friends. I had a long speech, but I didn't say it. But I want to thank everyone in the audience or watching on live stream for being a part of this experience and cheering on, especially my friends, Shivani and Vishika, for blowing your whistles, and everyone who was always cheering on. So thank you.
So I had something to say. When I heard the whistling during the show today, I was quite annoyed because I thought there is some man who has come and he's whistling at the girls. That's the idea that we have. I didn't know these two girls have literally bought a plastic whistle and they're blowing it. So this is very cute. So I will accept this whistling. But a very, very good job done. My two girls, I am super proud of them. Very thankful to their families. And incredibly grateful to the audience and orchestra and God and Harivilas Prabhu for everything. We rehearsed everything in the temple. Without the temple, we couldn't be doing this. So with that, I'd like to give it to.
So we're going to try and get through this without me crying. So I'm just not going to talk about Visakha for the next couple of minutes. But first, we'd like to thank Subhashini Auntie, because both of them wouldn't be here without her. And next, Harivilas Maharaj for coming as a guest of honor and being our guru for the last couple of years. A huge, huge thank you to Preeti for being their Arangetram buddy and mentor for the last couple of years. They've literally practiced every other day for 3 or 4 hours. She's put in so much time and energy and has been a really key player in the dancers they are today. I will probably miss all the names, but all of the akkas and friends who helped with their training, learning their items via Zoom, at the temple, everywhere. A huge, huge thank you to all of the helpers backstage. Pooja and Ishita, Ekta Mataji and Divya Mataji backstage who helped with the outfit changes, and Pooja and Ishita were doing the touch-ups in between. A huge shout out to our MCs for the night, Ashmi and Preeti. And with videography, photography, thank you so much for recording and capturing our special event. For audio, I'd love to give a huge shout out to Ayush, who's up in the lighting booth. It's also his birthday today, so happy birthday. To our decorating team outside, Sumati Auntie and Sudha Auntie, thank you so much for a beautiful job well done. For our welcome team, Anamika Mataji, Sharmila Mataji, Gopu, Sindhu, Shivani, and Rishika. For the food, it goes without saying, Raswati Mataji at the temple, she oversaw everything, so Mataji, thank you so much. And everyone else who helped, like Padma Auntie, Pankaj Prabhu. For food serving, there's a lot of Prabhus outside. I don't think I will remember everyone, but thank you so much again for packing all the dinner boxes, serving all the snack boxes. We wouldn't have had that food day today without them. And for all the prep this past week, Sindhu and Gopu have been at our house almost every single day from until like 10, 11 at night. So thank you to both of you and also your parents for letting them come over. I'd also like to give a thank you to Aparna Auntie from Shobhitam. The dresses that me and my friends are wearing today and their special item outfits, along with Vishakha's dhoti and everything like that, they got that made within the last month. So thank you so much for getting that for us. And then a final thank you to all of our family and friends that are here in the audience, everyone that's watching online, our grandparents, uncles and aunts and everything like that. Thank you so much, and Visakha, I love you.
We also just want to say a quick and huge thank you to Geetika because she put together a lot of the decor. She wasn't even here. She's studying in Boston, but she was able to put this fantastic event together, and it turned out so beautiful. So thank you so much. And she's crying, so success.